Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, the weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self-improvement. I am so delighted you're here with me today. It is New Year's Day, and we're going to be talking about New Year, New You. What does that mean? We hear that all the time, right? Okay, it's a new year, it's a new me. What does that even mean? And what are some things that you can do to start off the year on the right foot? How can we start with momentum so that not only do we start off a great year, but we make it through the entire year making it a great year? Yes, you're going to have challenges. Every year brings that. Why? Because we have challenges in order to help us learn and grow. That's the only way we can learn and grow. Sometimes the challenges are a lot bigger than others, right? I know the last few years for me have been quite a challenge. I have learned and grown a lot, and I'm still learning and growing. But some years it feels like we're tested way more than others. In my personal opinion, I feel like the years that we're tested a lot, it's because we're preparing for a lot of growth in a good way. Usually we're clearing the path for blessings that are going to be coming in, and that's generally what happens in my own life. So if you've had a rough time, know that things are going to get better for you. It's probably the universe clearing things out of your life that really doesn't work for you in order to make way for new and better. But as always, change is scary. Most of us are creatures of habit and we don't like when things change. But the universe knows that oftentimes if we don't change, if we're not the ones who do it, then it's never going to happen. And I like to call those our tower moments, right? As in the tarot card, the tower. It's usually when it feels like the universe has ripped the carpet out from underneath your feet. Maybe you suddenly lose a job. Maybe a relationship ends. All of these happened not to punish you. It's not a punishment. Trust me, I have had my moments where I want to throw my hands up in the air and say, why to the universe? Why are you punishing me? It's not a punishment. These things happen because we would not move if the universe didn't move us. And the universe knows that. So in order to help us get back on the right path again, we sometimes have to be moved in a rude and violent way, I might add. But nonetheless, it's happening for our own good. And so the beginning of a new year is an opportunity for us to take stock of our life, to do a life review, so that maybe we don't have to experience those tower moments as much. And what I mean by that, when I say that, is because those moments, again, are happening because the universe saw things we did not fix for ourselves. The universe said, I saw you struggling there. You knew you were supposed to leave that job. You knew that relationship wasn't good for you, and you weren't doing anything about it. So I did it for you. If we want to avoid having those big traumatic moments sometimes, then it helps for us to take stock of our life and to say, what is working? What is not working? How can I shift this just a little bit to make it better? I always say everything happens for a reason, and I know that sounds so cliche and everyone says it, and there's purpose in every pain, but there is. We don't go through things just because the universe loves to torture us, although sometimes I feel like maybe my guides are sitting on the other side watching it like a movie, and it's bloopers and they're cracking up and they've got their popcorn and having a grand old time at my expense. But that is not what's happening, I promise you. Although we can feel like it, it's not. So the beginning of the year, the new year, is a great time to really put your intentions out there. What do you want to see for 2025? And I just did a reading a couple of days ago on TikTok and YouTube. If you don't follow me over there, what the heck is your problem? Why aren't you following me there? I do readings there all the time that are free, and they're collective messages. So you need to follow me on TikTok, on Facebook, or on Instagram and YouTube, because that's where I post all of these readings. But I did a reading, and the message was don't give up on yourself. The message that came out was that many of you don't understand or recognize your own worth. And so that's why we sometimes allow other people, how do I say this in a way? We allow others to treat us less than we deserve because they don't see our worth. And here's the deal. If someone else doesn't see your worth, It is not about you. That's about them. It's not our job to show other people that we're worthy and deserving. We don't need to beg for someone else's attention or to say, hey, I'm worthy and deserving of this. And that's really hard because some of us, we had parents who were kind of emotionally absent. They didn't necessarily give us the attention that we needed or the validation that we needed. And I always heard this and thought it was a great idea. And so I tried doing this with my own children. And that is when they did something really great. I wouldn't necessarily just say, I'm proud of you. I would say, aren't you so proud of you? Because we're trying to teach them to validate themselves, that their worth needs to come from within. That's an inside job. But yet, growing up, how many times do we say that? Like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And then our kids strive to always make us proud. And the thing is, like, I don't know about you, but I'm always proud of my kids no matter what they do. But we want them to understand that that's an inside job so that they're not constantly seeking validation from other people, as many of us are. Many of us grew up like that. Oh, I need validation from my boss or from my partner, from my kids, whatever. We have to do that on our own. That's an inside job. And the universe says you are so truly worthy, and now is the time for you to see that. So for some of you, 2025 might be about learning to see your own value and learning how to get validation from within, because it is an inside job. And if that's you, it's not easy. I started this whole journey of this awakening to learn how to love myself more. And I wrote my first book, Beautifully Broken, because I kept ending up in these relationships where I didn't see my own value. I kept choosing people who didn't see my value because I didn't see it in myself. And I went on this journey to learn how to see my own value. And so I wrote that book based on my experience there. And I created my course, the 10-day intensive self-love course, because I learned so much about how to see how truly valuable I was. And I learned tools that helped me to do that. And I wanted to create that for others so they could do the same. So if that's something that you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, that's what I need, just go check it out on my website, melissaoatman.com. I have the 10-day intensive self-love course, and it's so affordable, and something that we all need is to work on our self-love. So the universe said, you need to see your own value. Focus on what it is that you want for 2025. And I heard that, and I felt like that was such an important message to give to the collective, not only in that reading, but for today as well. How can we focus on what we want in 2025, not what we don't want? Because some of us, we have all of these crazy traditions, right? On New Year's. In my family, it was you got to eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. For some people, it's you have to eat grapes under the table. I don't know if that comes from Spain or somewhere. A lot of people, cultures, have different traditions that they do for New Year's, and this is the way we usher it in. And those are fun things to do, but eating a spoonful of black-eyed peas is not going to make your life better, right? But what's going to make sure that you usher in a year that you look back at it and you say, this was a great year? It's going to be looking at your life and being intentional about what you want for it. And most of us don't do that. We get busy with life and we go on autopilot and we're like, okay, how can you just wake up one day and you're like, this isn't what I wanted. Life kind of sucks right now and I don't know what to do. It's because we didn't slow down. We were not fully present. We're just manifesting things based on thoughts that pop in because we're going a million miles a minute. We don't have time to sit down and really focus on what we want and to be intentional about what is going to come in 2025. So this is my challenge to you. It's a new year, new day. What do you want in 2025? Be very intentional. And I know a lot of people do this is my word for 2025. I used to do that too. I did that last year. But I think it's so much more than that. A word's great and it can define things, but what's a word really going to do? You need more than that. We need to sit down and be intentional about, okay, maybe you pick a word. What does that mean? What things is that associated with? So for me last year, my word was freedom. Okay, great. What does that mean for 2025? So it means for me, and it did mean for me, that I wanted to give up things that were not necessarily bringing me joy, or that just were too much for me because they were not making me feel the freedom that I wanted to feel. So that's some of the things that I started to do. Was I started aligning more with that word. So you can pick a word, that's great, but we need to align with it too. What does that mean? What are the actions that go with this word? So sit down, and I feel like you have to do this every so often anyway, and look at your life. Okay, if you picked a word, where do you see in your life that that word is showing up? Or is it not? And maybe you need to do things in order to support that word. If my word is freedom, what do I need to let go of in my life that isn't working that should usher in more freedom? Or maybe it's I need to stop thinking and overthinking about things. Maybe I am causing myself to be in a mental prison because I overthink. What can I let go of? How can I stop overthinking and be more in the flow of life so that I can feel this freedom, this word I've chosen? It's time to sit down and really take a long look. Be intentional. The universe said be intentional about 2025. We've got so many things distracting us. If you look at the news or you're looking at the world around you, it's insane. It feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. What is actually happening right now, right? There's so much to distract you. You can't let it. Sometimes we have to block that stuff out because it's keeping you stuck in this constant state of fear and worry and anxiety. We've got to let that go. You've got to let that go. We can't be always afraid or on high alert. You just can't be. It doesn't work. Your body will be so stressed. So it's time for you to take a break from some of that. Maybe you take a break from the news. Maybe you take a break from social media, whatever it is that you do. Focus on instead, what do you want to see in 2025? And the universe says you are so worthy and deserving of everything you want. What is it that you want? Be very intentional about that. So maybe it's about sitting down and going back. You know me, I have my manifestations that I write down in my book, and I have my goals, and I go back and I look at them every so often and check things off, right? Self-publish your book. Did that. Have a book signing. Did that. I have gone back. It keeps me on check, keeps me focused and targeted as to this is what I want. And I don't want to see anything other than that. And I keep going back and looking at it. And that helps keep me motivated and also make sure that I'm staying focused on what I want, not what I don't want. So the universe wants you to sit down and really think about this. And maybe you make a whole ceremony about it. And what I mean is maybe create a space where you can sit down. Maybe you have your crystals around. Maybe you clear your space first. You burn some sage or some Palo Santo. You ask the universe to work with you because you're co-creating. Maybe you do a meditation before to really get clear your mind, clear the junk, all the stuff we picked up on throughout our day that isn't serving us. Get it all out of your head. And maybe you get very, very clear with this meditation. What is it that I want in 2025? And what my focus is how do I want to feel? I want to feel joy. I want to feel happy. I want to feel ease. I want to feel peace. I want to feel all of these things. And a few years ago, I didn't feel any of those things because I was heavily going through grief, dealing with struggles within my family. That has completely eased for me. And it's because I had to focus on the right thing. So sit down, be very intentional. What is it that you want? Maybe do a vision board. I love those. I have one on Pinterest, and I do go back and look at it. And I look at, oh, that's going to be my home. Oh, that's what I want to do here. Oh, this is what I want. Have fun with it. It should be a joyous thing. It shouldn't be a thing of I'm not where I want to be. Don't make it negative. Get your negative mindset out of this because you're not going to be successful if you do it that way. This should be something that you do with joy. Oh, this is how I want to feel. Remember that when you want to manifest, it's all about the feeling of it. Daydreaming of how fun this could be, how much adventure you're going to have, how beautiful it's going to look, all of these things. Have fun creating that vision board. Have fun when you sit down and write these things out. Do it not in the, I have to do it. There's no point. Don't do it if you're going to be negative about it, because that's not the point. The point is enjoying things and being excited about it. This is what I want, and this is coming into me, and I can't wait. Have fun with it in whatever way you have to do that. But it's going to be different for everybody. You don't have to do the vision board, but maybe you want to. Write down your goals. Maybe you just want to say them out loud. It's up to you. This is all about you. There's no, you have all these people out here telling you have to do it this way or that way. No, you don't. Okay, this is all for you. What makes you feel the most comfortable? What do you enjoy the most? That's what you need to focus on. So for this new year, I want you to find some time, take some time, and be very intentional about what it is you want 2025 to look like and to feel like and to be like. And know that you deserve it and it's coming. I wanted to pull some cards for you today to kind of help with this theme. And so I pulled a few cards from Angela Rose's deck. This is the Sacred Soul Journey deck, and I also pulled some from her other deck. But the first card that came out is Stay on the Path. You're already on the path, but the universe just wants you to continue because we get so discouraged. It's so easy. You don't see things happening and you're like, I'm going to quit. You quit right before the miracle happens. So stay on the path. Life has guaranteed highs and lows and uncertainties. Stay on the path. Keep showing up for yourself. If you fall off, get right back on. You will reach your destination. This is your journey, so trust in it. And then you have Show Up Shaking. You have everything you need within you, even if you may not feel ready. Push through what feels uncomfortable. You are here to share your message and gifts with the world. And then you have Brave Heart. Growth is uncomfortable because it's new. You've never been here before. You are brave and courageous, so step confidently into your power. Life will expand with you. I love that. All right, and then I pulled some cards from your Sacred Soul Journey deck. Oh, that was from the Sacred Soul Journey deck. I pulled some from the other deck. And you have, what excuses am I making? There are always going to be distractions, worry, and fears that we will face when wanting something different in our life. It can feel scary living in the unknown and not knowing exactly how life will unfold when we leap into something new. Trust that you will be fully supported and do it afraid. You've gotten 2 cards about being afraid. Show up shaking, do it afraid. Take one small action step today to build momentum and confidence. Trust in yourself. You can do this. And the mantra that goes with this card is, I can do hard things. And you absolutely can. You also have Honor Your Feelings. How have you been feeling? Are you telling yourself that you should or shouldn't be feeling a certain way? Feelings are like visitors. They come and go. When we hold our feelings in, the energy can get stuck in our body and manifest as physical pain. You have a right to feel how you feel, so honor the feeling. Take a deep breath, release. Allow yourself to be with your emotion that you feel. Breathe it in, truly experience it. It will pass. And the mantra that goes with this card is, today I feel blank, and I honor that. And then you have Soul Cup. We cannot serve others if we are not fully first serving ourselves. We need to fill up our soul cup first. Do you feel soulful or soul drained? What can you do today to fill your soul cup? The mantra that goes with this card is, today I honor my mind, body, and spirit. I will do one thing today that brings me joy. And lastly, you have Meet the Universe Halfway. And that's what this manifesting is all about, this creating. We are co-creating with the universe. You are working with, not against the universe. to provide for you, to create for you a world you absolutely love. Are you willing to say yes to your best life? Are you willing to put down the excuses? It may feel uncomfortable doing something unknown, but it is so worth it. Trust in the unseen. There is something magical waiting for you to say yes so it can show up for you. When you meet the universe halfway, it will support you and fill in the other half. Do not worry about the hows. Leave that for the universe. The action that goes with this card is take a risk and take one small step in the direction of your dreams. The mantra that goes with this card is courage is bravery. There is magic in the unknown. And guess what? You are very magical as well. You can do anything you put your mind to. Your life can change in one single day. And it all starts with you deciding that you're going to. You decide that things will be different, that I'm going to honor my emotions, I'm going to honor what I want, and your life can be completely different. All right, guys, well, you deserve the absolute best. If you're feeling stuck in life and you want to work with me, I offer one-on-one sessions. I offer coaching sessions, half hour, or I do packages. I also offer readings if you just like a little guidance and where to go. I do hypnosis, so I do hypnotherapy if you would like to book a session with me for that. All of that is available on my website, and if you're not sure what you want or need, you can always reach out to me. All of my contact info is in the show notes. It's also on my website. All of my courses are on my website, and that's where you will also book them. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. I'd love to answer them for you. Don't forget to follow me on social media. If you are going through grief or you're trying to heal from a breakup, I also have my books, Beautifully Broken, which is the Soul Woman's Guide to Thriving, not simply surviving a divorce or breakup. Or I have Beautiful Mourning, which is a guide to life after loss, which helps guide you through grief with a little more grace and ease, giving you the tools to help you heal. All of that is also available in the show notes. You can just click on the links. I hope you guys have an amazing new year. You are so deserving of it. Wishing you a wonderful, safe, happy new 2025. Sending you lots of love and light. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.